Oh, Paulo, Brazil. Asian qualifier finals. Something like that. Spawning in the southeast position, I just realized both players are barcodes. As the red Zerg player from Team God knows what, it is ezrc. I have absolutely no idea who this guy is. He's Chinese. No listed team. And his opponent in the northwest, the blue Protoss player, recently joined Mouse Sports. It is Deer, formerly of Soul. They're also formerly STX Soul. So it's one of those Kespa players that was on a team that got downsized and downsized again and again and again and again until he had to accept that dirty foreigner money. Not that it's dirty. Euros are actually pretty clean. I don't know what the operating headquarters of Mouse is located, but if it's anywhere that's not, I think, Sweden, England, or, well, actually any Scandinavian countries or England, then they should take euros. But yeah, euros are pretty clean. I accidentally took like a 20 euro bill with me outside of Germany last week. It was awful because I can't use it here. Nobody knows what it is. But hatchery first from the Zerg player, and Nexus first from Deer. So what we're seeing is pretty much nothing really crazy just yet. Nexus first is pretty greedy because he built this pylon in his main base. So it's likely that Deer will go into a gateway expand outside of this, which is super mega crazy greedy. Okay, he's gonna forge. Alright, that's good. The forge is being built in his main base in case he gets 6 pooled, I guess, which is not a bad idea. So it's hatchery first into gas, then pool for the Zerg, which is pretty good versus gateway expands. Not necessarily the greatest thing ever, but I don't see too much that he can do with this gas. Probe sees the hatchery. He actually could cannon rush. This would be, I would not like to see a cannon rush. That would be really weird. Is Deer gonna cannon rush like this? No way. Okay, gateway's on the way. He's not gonna cannon rush him. This would be one of the weirdest. This is like SOS level or like Oz. I'm trying to remember. There's a Korean Protoss that's known for doing absurdly, and I don't want to use the word stupid, but absurdly absurd cannon rushes, and he's gonna do it. He's just, yeah, oh goodness, he's going full YOLO, and he still has a gateway on the way. He's no cannon at home. Jesus, look at these drones being pulled. Oh my God. Deer is a madman. Someone call the cops. This guy, oh, block the drones in. Oh my God, that would have been so sick. That would have been like some Maximus Black level right there. If he just blocked all the drones right behind that. Oh my God. He would have just, that would have been saving esports. Like, wow. Much amazed. But 1 cannon dead, 2 cannon dead. And it looks like one of the other ones will finish. I don't know how, I guess he pulled a lot of drones to defend against this. So it's not the worst thing ever. But he didn't really, I don't think it was worth it. He killed 1 drone. Oh my God, please cancel this one. Thank God. He killed 1 drone for 3 photon cannons and the probe and whatever the cost of canceling those cannons were. It's about 40 minerals. So units, resources lost is certainly in the favor of the Zerg player. Like, there's no doubt about that. But there's a significant edge in workers for him because this heavy Zergling play. And ezrc is going to walk up. He's going to be like, oh shit, you built a wall? This is certainly a problem. So let's find out what happens. You know what? I believe in rainbows and love now because I watched. Oh God, the probe wasn't on hold position. Never mind. Just forget everything I said. Deer, this is not good. Zerglings are inside the main base mineral line. There are enough Zerglings that just fighting with the probes is not going to cut it. This is bad by all intents and purposes. He's going to try to kill this pylon. At least some other ship cores here now, so there's kind of a timer on this. A Baneling nest and more Zerglings. He's actually going to try to Baneling bust Deer. The probes are being forced to fight, and I guess it's going as well as fighting with probes versus Zerglings can go. He's managed to kill off only 7. Gets the 6th, and he's just going to Baneling bust him. This is awkward, and it might work. There's 2 pylons in the wall, so there's no one area to defend. This is a pretty Baneling bustable wall for all intents and purposes. He doesn't have that much gas to actually make Banelings with. He's got just enough to break down a pylon. I don't think he can't actually kill a gateway. 5 banelings will eliminate a pylon, but that's all he gets. He's gonna make another one. I don't know how much more you do with this. Maybe to kill the cannon. He wants a couple left over, but a second photon cannon should help. He's reinforcing this wall, which I really like. And here it comes. Mothership core's attacking. Banelings pick off one pylon. The probes are already pulled. There's the cannon with the stalker. Another baneling is running in with more zerglings, but the photon overcharge gets activated as well. EZRC is trying to kill him off. There's still a probe lead for Deer. And here comes the next baneling into that mineral line. Gets another. Well, it got a really nice dent. Wow, that's just weird. That cannon range is absurd. I love photon overcharge. Every time I see it, I'm just like, really? But solid defense. The second cannon was a lifesaver, more than anything else. I think we probably. Oh man, this game's been pretty sloppy from Deer. I don't want to just completely jump on the Protoss hype train, but I feel like hold position. He should probably rebind this hotkey, but still pretty solid. Stargate is going to be on the way as well. Mothership core is just going ham. 13 kills. You can't see how many kills the Nexus has while it's building a unit, and unfortunately, Deer is not going to stop building those because of the damage he took earlier. He's like, I want to take a third base, and he's like, nope. So this is still a really awkward game. His warp gate will be finishing around like 10 minutes, which is also awkward. Behind this double evolution chamber for EZRC off of 1 gas. But he does have a good amount of gas banked up, so he'll be able to spend it very quickly. This does mean a later lair. But I mean, he tried to all in him. So he did kill 18 probes overall. And while the Protoss player still has the lead in workers, I'm inclined to favor Deer in this situation, simply because he didn't die and he's on 2 bases as a Protoss versus a 2-base Zerg. Third hatchery's just started, but there's a Void Ray coming in. So what this Void Ray is going to do is basically be Deer's way of saying, yeah, I'm going to take my third base. Sorry. And he doesn't have to take a third base, because he does have 5 gateways, but he doesn't have any pylons on the other side of the map. So without any reinforcement pylons, I don't think he can really do much other than just kill this Zergling, maybe kill this Overlord, and take his third base and be happy. Yeah, because there's a robotics facility. This is pretty smart play from Deer. And EZRC just playing catch up, holding down that D button. And I think if anybody ever wanted the D in StarCraft, it's EZRC, because that Zergling attack, he just needs to get as much economy rolling as humanly possible, taking the rest of these gas geysers. And just, doing everything he possibly can to set himself up. I don't know. He's just doing it. Oh. Does give some love taps to these Zerglings. So, Mothership core and the Void Ray are going to harass. He wants to use these Zealots to defend a Nexus at the third base. See, the Zealots are lined up to defend this probe pretty nicely. And here come those Zerglings. The Zealots are here, though, and +1 attack's about to finish up, which will allow them to kill them very quickly. Nice catch on these Zealots. Very, very nice grab. Actually gets 2 Zealots. Pretty much for... Oh, doesn't want to fight the rest of these. That +1 is quite palpable. But here's the thing to keep in mind. That Void Ray and the Mothership core tried to do some poking. Nothing really able to get accomplished there. But these Zealots have +1. These Zerglings die pretty quickly. The only problem is he does need a few more Zealots. And I think he should be able to force a cancel on this third base if he focuses it. No, he's actually still going for the Zealots. And as long as he fights these Zealots as they're being warped in, he is going to lose. The +1 is just about to finish for the Zerglings. It's literally too late. And I've had this weird urge to just abuse the word literally, but it was, he was literally 1 second away from having his +1 armor at the end of that fight. 2-2 starts very fast, though, and the hallucinated Phoenix could see this. Could see this infestation pit as well. So it looks like EZRC is taking a page out of Scarlet's notebook, which is the stupidly fast hive into Ultralisks with crazy good upgrades. Sentries trying to give their force fields away. And the Hallucinate Phoenix saw a lot, but it didn't see the hive start. And it hasn't. And the pathogen glands are actually coming in. Ling Infester's not bad versus gateway-based army compositions, but we have Colossi on the way for Deer. So with this... Colossus range. Oh, pretty nice. Tries to run in with the Zerglings. Might get these Stalkers. Manages to kill 1, 2, 3. Very, very nice. But, yeah, okay, there's the hive. This is what I was waiting to see. The hive is so important. Yeah, Yeah, hives are pretty good things to have. I don't know. Unless you have hives, then it's like, well. Okay. So, he's got a cannon at the third base. I like that. No gas tells me he wants to warp in lots of units. A lot of units. And he's moving his army across the map, which also tells me that he wants to warp in a lot of units. However, there's still no proxy pylons up just yet. Where's the probe coming from to build that? Is this probe going to build that pylon? He's got a long journey ahead of him. I don't see any probes. Oh, there it is. Okay, whatever. Sneaky little monkey. So he does want to try to kill this off. That Colossus doesn't have range yet, so he fumbles him in radius of the Spore Crawler, which is awkward. Just throwing all the sentries are all going to die. Very nice grab. These Zealots are still really hard to kill, but due to that +2/2, oh, it's still 20 seconds away. There's still an advantage, I think, for the Zealots in this fight. The Colossus gets sniped. So important. Colossi are so damn good versus Ling Infestor. Like, you should never lose Colossus in this situation. Does get one of the Infestors. And that's it. It's basically a bunch of empty energy Infestors and a Colossus. Deer's going to continue to push in. And I don't think there's too much more the Zerg player can do. Even now getting some Zealots into the third base, Deer has managed to crack this egg right open. EZRC being the Humpty Dumpty with his head cracked. Taps out, and game number 1 goes to the Mouse Sports Protoss player.